so today I'm going to show you how I got this neon pastel rainbow hair. Before I start the tutorial, there's a couple things I just want to quickly mention. First of all, this is done on bleached hair and really can only be done on bleached hair since this color does not work on virgin hair. I usually just bleach the roots now because at this point it's all blonde underneath all this color. Also, another thing is I'm wearing extensions. If it's not obvious, this hair is super long and flowing, but I'm wearing these extensions. Are from VP Fashion, I believe, and I will link all like the color and the length and all that in the description box if not near around here. I also have a coupon code for you guys if you're interested, but I did not dye my extensions in this video basically because I just used this same exact technique on my regular hair as I did, or my real hair as I did on my extensions. When I go to do color melting, this is another thing I want to mention before I start the tutorial. When I do color melting, I make sure I kind of keep it in the same range of colors as I'm fading it out. You don't want to put complementary colors side by side. So you wouldn't want to put pink and green side by side or purple and yellow side by side. If you look at the color wheel, whatever colors are right across from each other, you don't want to put next to each other because they'll cancel out and basically neutralize and become this muddy brown color. So you just don't want to do that. Also, if you guys have any questions, whether it's a technique or a color or whatnot, then just go ahead and leave those in the comments box and I'll be happy to answer them for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial on this rainbow neon pastel hair. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it.
Hey girl, hey. So I just wanted to show you guys what my hair looked like before we put all this color on it. I did use the Pravana color remover to try to remove some of the bluish tone that I still had to my hair. And the Pravana color remover isn't even supposed to remove vivids, but it did remove a lot of the bluish teal tone to my hair, so I was pretty surprised. So basically you can kind of use at your own risk. It may not even take out your hair color if you have vivids in your hair, but if you've dyed your hair brown or black or red or anything like that and need some help removing the color, this should be able to help with that. So starting with the base tone, I'm going to use this silverish bluish lavender shade, and I'm going to put this on my root area about 2 to 3 inches. I don't know. You can put as much of this on as you want to, like you can make it as long as you want to. I'm just going to kind of keep this as my root color for this look. You of course can use any color for your root color, and also gloves are a really good idea. I realize that here. So usually when I am working with color, I will try to rub the color and like really work it into the hair, and I like doing this on dry hair because I can really tell if the hair is getting completely saturated, where with wet hair I can't ever tell if I got it completely. And going into this teal color, I left the formula for you right there. I'm going to apply this using a brush. You don't have to use a brush, you can use gloved hands, that's fine too. I just like to apply the color and get it where I want it first, and then I go in and start working it into the hair and blending it into the last color. The key to the color melt is making sure you get a nice blend into the last color you just applied, so it just looks like it's melting into the other color, hence color melt. Also, I always wipe my hand off on a towel between colors so they don't start mixing together and get all gnarly. So going into the neon green shade, I'm going to apply this again in the same way, apply it with the brush to get it exactly where I want it, and then start working it into the hair. Don't be afraid to add more color if you need to add more color. You just want to make sure you're getting the hair nice and saturated. The worst thing you can do is not use enough color and then have this patchiness to your hair. You totally don't want that, so just continue to work and blend this into the last color like I am doing here. Going into the yellow shade, I'm just going to blend this into the green shade. So you can kind of see a little bit of a rainbow pattern going on here, a little Roy G. Biv action in reverse. So basically I like to mix all my cool colors together, and if I'm going to put some warm tones in like I'm here with my orange, I wait till I use yellow or any other warm tones to kind of transition. Again, you don't want to use any complementary colors right next to each other, because when you go to blend it into the last color, it will turn a really muddy shade because it'll neutralize. It's kind of like I talked about in the beginning, but that's what I meant if you were confused at first. As I go on to the next section, I just did a straight across section, and then I did the silver as my base, and now I'm going in with a pink shade, and I'm going to do some warmer tones here. So basically with each section, I just kind of change up the tones so we can get kind of a rainbow kind of color melt. That's exactly what this is. I don't know what else to call it, but it will kind of give a little bit more dimension to your hair. And when you're doing your extensions, doing the same thing like each track, if you do the same thing, just switch up, like, you know, do purples, pinks, orange, and yellow, and then the next time do purples, blues, greens, like cool tones. So I kind of just mix it up. Just keep in mind when you are blending these shades that the two colors you have next to each other, when they blend together, that's like the color they're gonna form. So obviously, you know, pink and blue form purple, and your blue and yellow will form green. So just keep that in mind also when you're working with this. You can get as creative as you want to. You can also create brighter shades, or you can dilute the shades even more than I did by adding more conditioner. So it's totally up to you. And also with the base color, you don't have to do the purple silver tone I did. You can do any color. You can do the pink color, you can do teal. It's whatever your heart desires. So here I'm just continuing to rub the colors in and just kind of alternate with each section. I alternate kind of what colors I'm using. So I never have two of the same pattern on top of each other. So I don't use blue on top of blue or pink on top of pink. I really try to mix it up as I go into my next section. Also, here you don't have to be super fancy with it. You don't have to do precise sections. You can do big sections, you can do small sections, you can part diagonally, you can part straight across. It's not gonna hurt you. Like I said before, as long as you are avoiding using complementary colors side by side and blending them together, then you will be fine. Also, again, make sure you're wiping your hands off in between the color change, because you don't wanna like have some weird color that you create with just all these random colors. So just make sure you're wiping your hands off. I mean, you could change gloves every time you switch colors, but that would just be crazy. So you can just wipe them off and it does the same thing. So I'm gonna stop rambling so you can actually watch the tutorial without hearing me go on and on about it. But if you guys have any questions, just leave those in the comments box and I'll be happy to answer those for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the tutorial. So once you've colored all of your hair, it should look a little something like this, depending on how big or small your sections are. You're gonna leave this on for 20 minutes or longer, whatever your heart desires, and then you're going to rinse it out with super cold water, as cold as you could possibly stand, to close up that cuticle and lock in that color.
This is the final look after all is said and done and styled and blow dried and all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys did, you can give it a thumbs up, say hey girl hey down in the comments box, or if you have any questions whatsoever, leave those in the comments as well and I'll be happy to answer them for you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys next time.